Welcome to today's podcast, Overcome, Words for You by Bruce Etheridge. Today we have a special one. Today we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. It runs through September the 15th through October the 15th. Let's celebrate, let's recognize, and let's honor. As we get started today, let's share a few quotes from some great visionaries. Our hometown hero, Gus Garcia. He went on to say, "Let us remember that the time passed long ago where we could consider as inferior people of other nations simply because they had other cultures or customs. It is high time we remembered that we are not really better, that we are merely better off." Gus Garcia, hometown hero, San Antonio, Texas. Another hometown hero, Henry B. Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez went on to say, "I don't want to be uncharitable or unkind. I want to be as harsh as the truth and as comforting as justice." Henry B. Gonzalez, hometown hero. A national hero, Cesar Chavez. Mr. Chavez went on to say, "We cannot seek achievement for ourselves and forget about the progress and the prosperity for our community." Amen to that, brother. Cesar Chavez, a great American hero. We must remember the great women of our past. Ellen Ochoa. Mrs. Ochoa went on to say, "I think we need all the best and brightest people working in science and engineering fields. And that is certainly not limited to men or white men or anything like that." Another national hero that deserves recognition, Dr. Hector Garcia. Dr. Hector Garcia went on to say, "Education is our freedom and freedom should be everybody's business." Hector Garcia, Hispanic Month. Amen to that, brother. Another national hero, Sonia Sotomayor, Supreme Court Justice. Justice Sotomayor went on to say, "Ignorance is a thing you don't know that you can learn. You're stupid when you don't ask questions. If you don't know why someone's doing something, just ask them. Don't assume the worst in people." Sonia Sotomayor, Hispanic Month, an American hero. Another hometown hero, Adina Emilia de Zavala. She went on to say, "There was nothing I could do but hold the fort, so I did. Thank you, madam. We appreciate you." Another hometown hero, Archbishop Patrick Flores. He went on to say, "If up to now I have been successful, it is because I was given the opportunity and the support I needed at a crucial time during my life. No one can be successful without both the opportunity and the support of others." Ooh. Amen to that. Yes, sir. We hear you. Well, there are so many great ones. Kicking off our list of influential Hispanic Americans is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She was born in 1989 in the Bronx, New York, into a Puerto Rican family. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez went on to become the youngest woman ever elected to Congress at the tender age of 29. The next entry to our list of influential Hispanic Americans is also of Puerto Rican descent, Lin-Manuel Miranda. He was born in 1980 in Washington Heights, New York, and is a composer, actor, writer, and activist. His most famous accomplishment is writing the hit Broadway musical Hamilton, which earned the Tony Award for the Best Musical in 2016. Next, we recognize and honor Ellen Ochoa. Ellen Ochoa has gone down in the history as being the first Latina or Hispanic American woman to go into space when she joined the 9-day mission aboard the Discovery Space Shuttle in 1993. Ellen Ochoa's grandparents immigrated from Mexico to the USA and eventually settled in California, where Mrs. Ochoa was born in 1958. After earning her bachelor's degree in physics, she went on to gain her master's and doctorates in engineering from Stanford University. Next, we honor and recognize one of my favorites. Born in Arizona in 1927 to a Mexican-American family, Cesar Chavez was a labor leader and civil rights activist. Having worked as a manual laborer, he was concerned with farmer worker rights. After serving in the Navy, he became involved with the Community Service Organization, the CSO, in California, an important civil rights organization for the Latinx people. Along with Dolores Huerta, he co-founded the National Farm Workers Association, NFWA, and led peaceful protests and marches to advocate for Latinx civil rights. And his legacy lives on today in worker rights movement. We cannot mention Cesar Chavez without also naming Dolores Huerta as one of the most influential Hispanic Americans. Born in New Mexico in 1930, Mrs. Huerta would go on to become a leading civil rights activist. She met Cesar Chavez in California while working for the CSO. Together they formed the NFWA, the National Farm Workers Association, in 1962. And Huerta, she made a name for herself by leading a successful workers' strike and later with her own work for women's rights. Thank you, Ms. Huerta. You're awesome. Next we have Sylvia Rivera. Sylvia Rivera is not only an influential Hispanic American, but an icon for the gay and transgender rights movements. Born in New York City in 1951 of Venezuelan and Puerto Rican descent, Rivera had a difficult upbringing and left home at the age of 10. She had to learn to fend for herself as she faced violence and discrimination, and she eventually started down a path of activism. One of her most famous quotes is, "We have to be visible. We should not be ashamed of who we are. We are numerous. There are many of us out here." Sylvia Rivera. And next I must honor and mention Roberto Clemente. Roberto was a pioneer for the Hispanic Americans in Major League Baseball. He was born in Puerto Rico in 1934, and after making the professional league there by the age of 18 and playing for a while in Canada, he moved to the USA in 1954 to join the Pittsburgh Pirates. In 1964, Clemente became the first Latin American and Caribbean-born player to win the World Series as a starting player. Despite this success, however, Clemente faced racial discrimination in the United States, and this led him to advocate for Latinx and black player rights in the sport. He was also passionate about community outreach, famously saying, "Anytime you have an opportunity to make a difference in this world and you don't, then you wasted your time on earth." Roberto Clemente. Thank you, sir. You see, these are the true builders of the American dream. Statues and monuments should be erected, protected, and not rejected. Statues of hate should be replaced by heroes that were great, especially those within our hearts. Amen. Hispanic Heritage Month, right here. Let's celebrate, recognize, and honor. Overcome. Words for You by Bruce Etheridge. God bless you today, and I'll talk to you later.